Hello again. Today Grzesiek, Mateusz and me prepared for you another material, another movie connected with our class, connected with descriptive geometry. And today we will be speaking about some special planes which we will be calling edge planes. And edge planes are special planes which will be perpendicular to elevation view or plane view. And on the movie we see the horizontal plane which is perpendicular to the P2 plane. Now we see the frontal plane which is perpendicular to the P1 and parallel to P2, and a little bit more general case, the edge plane which is only perpendicular to the P1, sometimes it's called horizontally projection plane, and another case we see a plane which will be perpendicular to P2 and it's a elevatedly projection plane. And we see that special planes has a special feature. It means that the projections of the edge plane are especially simple. It means that we are able to any plane which will be perpendicular to P1 or any plane which will be perpendicular to P2 represents as only one line. It means it will be only one case where we will be able to express the plane by the plane itself. We remember that in any different case we have to use simpler element to express, to represent the plane. I mean, if we are talking about, for example, any plane, we have to use 2 lines, 3 points, or 1 line and 1 point. We remember that thing from the lectures and from the class. But if we are talking about our edge planes, we are able, in the case of alpha plane, we are able to show that plane only as a one line. It will be, in that case, alpha prime. We remember that image, that representation from our 3D material, and the second projection of the elevation plane will have any form. I mean, it will be, if we will be think about the projection as a shadow which is generated by our element under consideration, this shadow will be here. I mean, if we are talking about the elevation projection, there will be whole area will be hid by that plane, or in other case it will be that nothing will be visible. And second case, the case of the beta plane which is perpendicular to the P2, it will look like that. Okay, I mean, the B double prime, it's a characteristic projection, and if we are talking about the plane projection, there will be exactly nothing. Again, shadow will take the whole area of the background. Okay, and generally, the edge planes are especially convenient if you are talking about the belonging of the elements, and if we are talking about the common elements. Okay, and now I will try to show you, I will try to explain how to find the element which will belong to the edge plane. Okay, let's consider a simple case. Let's draw the K which will belong to the alpha plane. Okay, and look, easy thing. Oh, maybe no, that K will belong to alpha. The beta will be better because it will be easier to imagine. Okay, the beta plane is plane which is perpendicular to our multimedia board. Okay, and it's quite easy to imagine that any line which will lie on our beta plane will be exactly, the projection will be exactly the same as that beta. Okay, and it will be condition of how to, it will be condition connected with how to find the projection of the line which belongs to the beta. It means that our K double prime will be exactly the same as beta prime. What about the second projection? The second projection will have any form. I mean, it can have any form. Okay? I mean, even if I will draw that line in that way, K will belong to our beta. Let's move that thing a little bit to improve our description. Okay, let's consider another simple case. Now let's try to find a common part between the plane and between the edge plane. Okay, let's find the common part k double prime, such as it's a common part between alpha and beta, and second assumption, in the same time beta will be perpendicular to, in that case, let's say to P1. Okay, let's draw our assumptions. Alpha given by two lines, for example, let's say A double prime, B double prime. Corresponding projections of that thing. I will use green line to show the projection line, O prime, and like always, A prime, B prime. Okay, and second assumption, beta plane. I mean the plane which will be perpendicular to P1. We remember that plane which is perpendicular to P1 will look like that. I mean, I suppose that there should be something on the plane projection. Let's use, let's say, I don't know, red color. And here we have beta prime. Okay, if we want to find the folding line, we have to find the element, I mean that thing. It means that the k is an element which belongs simultaneously to our beta, I mean k belongs to beta, and in the same time k belongs to alpha. We know how to find the element which belongs to the one plane. I mean, it's from our first class and from our first lectures. If we want to find a line which belongs to the alpha, we have to find 2 points which belongs to our plane alpha, our plane under consideration. If we are talking about the plane, about the line which belongs to the beta plane, I mean to the edge plane, that problem is especially easy. We know that thing because based on our previous consideration, we know that the k prime will be exactly here. Without any thinking, we can put that the beta prime is exactly on the k prime is exactly on the beta prime. That condition is fulfilled. Of course, second projection of the k, I mean the k double prime, will be somewhere here. But from the other hand, we have that the k has to belong to alpha. I mean, I have to find 2 points which belong to the k and which belong to the alpha. It's easy because here we have, let's say, 1 point which belongs to the alpha because it will point from B. Second point from alpha, let's say 2 belongs to A. I mean, let's write down that facts. 1 belongs to B, 2 belongs to A, and second thing, 1 and 2 belongs to alpha. Why? Because A it's an element from alpha and B it's an element from alpha. And now, based on that conditions, based on that assumptions, we can lift up, I mean we can transfer the points from B to B, 1 double prime, the same situation with 2 double prime, and now we are able to draw corresponding projection, missing projection of k which belongs to alpha. And it will be our k double prime. As you see, it's really easy to find the common part of the edge plane and any plane because based on the features of the properties of the edge planes we are able to do everything. Thank you, bye.